very good afternoon to you. I trust your first day of December is going well. Thank you for choosing HLC News. My name is Joan Kosgei and our sign language interpreter is Martha Nasimeo. Welcome to the broadcast. ODM leader Raila Odinga and other ODM leaders continue their ODM recruitment drive in Kakamega County with the aim of strengthening the party. The meeting engages the residents and educates them on the election process. But that story will be live in our other bulletins. I'm being told the story is not ready yet. Moving on to our next story, President William Ruto has arrived at Dubai Exhibition Grounds, where United Nations Conference Climate Change COP28 is underway. Ruto is among more than 100 presidents and state leaders invited.
From the south are always jealous to see the snow, and oppositely they are jealous to see your heat.
Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa has condemned the ongoing demolition in Milimani, Kakamega town as an affront to devolution, saying the county government was not consulted. Addressing the press in Milimani on Thursday, Barasa said the national government defied court orders that had stopped the demolition.
Those who have authorized demolitions being undertaken by the regional commissioner to stop and obey court orders. There is no way you can just move in to this place at night without notice. The most interesting thing here and annoying thing is that demolitions zinafanywa without even having given people notice. I think there is a lot that we need to be told by the national government. And these properties belong to the defunct municipal council. All properties that were belonging to the defunct local authorities automatically become county properties. So we don't see how the national government can use veto powers. They must respect that you also have a county government here of Kakamega that owns the land that belonged to the defunct local authorities. It is clear that the national government is determined to frustrate devolution. And of course, robbery is also taking place here. There is no way you can talk about demolitions by the national government. You are bringing robbers, guys with hoods. That is something that is inhuman, is unacceptable, and that is why, as a county government, first we are going to be enjoined in any case filed by the private landowners here and property owners, so that we push for compensation. It is so inhuman, and for us, we want to be on record that we condemn this. We still now consider going for further court orders, because it looks like the court orders which you are issued here, they have deliberately decided to be in contempt of them. And for us as the leadership of the county, we want to contempt the national government that is using the regional commissioner to frustrate our people. It is very clear that there's a lot of discrimination. There is no way you can just be targeting houses that are owned by the county, and then you leave houses where the national officials are staying. It is not correct, it is not right, and just the way my team here and my people of Kakamega, I want to confirm that I'm in solidarity with you. Tutaenda kotini. We are going to make sure that justice is delivered to the people who have been affected by this demolition.
Western Kenya leaders, led by Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula, have urged President William Ruto to put in place better strategies in curbing the rising cost of living in the country. According to the leaders, the president have deviated from his campaign promises and left Kenyan hustlers to suffer.
Tuambiane ukweli. Sio hivyo? Mimi maneno kusema Kenya kwanza, Kenya sijui nini. Hasola, zi mama mboga. Kila mtu anaumia. Si mama mboga anaumia? Si bodaboda anaumia? Mimi ile nasema, naambia Rais William Samoei Ruto, toa VAT kutoka 16% kwa mafuta, rudisha mpaka 8%. Kama William Samoei Ruto hatafanya hivyo, sisi raundi hii ndio tunataka tuanze maandamano ya ajabu.
Ushuru uko juu, kila kitu kimepanda. Lakini kuna watu wanataka tujidanganye kwamba serikali iko sawa. Haiko sawa. Mimi nitawaambia ukweli, serikali haiko sawa. Na zile mashida ambazo tunapata kwa county zimetoka juu kwa national government. Itabidi baada ya hii tukae chini, tusungumuze, tutoe line up vizuri ya 2027 ambayo itaangalia maslahi ya wananchi.
Hii uongozi wa Kenya, hakuna wakati utatoroka kwa tribal politics. Lazima uvute kamba ukirudi kwako. Saa hii ukiona coalition inaitwa Kenya Kwanza, ukiona coalition inaitwa Azimio, pika hesabu kwa hizo coalition uangalie vizuri. Huko Uhuru Kenyatta ako huko na Jubilee na ana represent watu wa Mount Kenya. Huko ODM yuko huko, Raila Amolo Odinga yuko huko, apate kura, asipate kura, lakini Wachaluo wamemshikilia mpaka saa hii. Leadership is nurtured. Leadership is respected. Na leadership is protected. Lazima mjue ya kwamba mkienda kwa mesa kama Mrembe Nation, lazima muwe na bargaining power na muwe na mtu mbele wa kunegotiate kwa mesa. It has taken us a lot of time to nurture Musalia Mudavadi. It has taken us a lot of time to nurture Masika Wetangula. Now we can't get away with that. They might not be the good leaders from Western region. Wanaweza kuwa sio viongozi wazuri, but they are the only characters from Mrembe Nation wenye wako serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. Na lazima tuwapatie nafasi. Sisi kama chama cha ANC, hatuvunji chama cha ANC. Kwa sababu nyumba yako yenye umeingia nayo ukienda kujenga nyingine kubwa hautoki. Siku ile mvua itakuja, tutarudi kwa nyumba yetu.
Na mimi nataka niwaambie chama ya ANC iko imara. Bado iko live and kicking. 2032 tunataka Musalia akae mbele na sisi tufuate. Tunaelewana vizuri?
Moving on, a Jubilee Party leader under the faction led by Iala MP Kanini Kega and nominated MP Sabina Chege have opposed any plans to have a referendum for the review of the constitution anytime now. The leaders urge that that currently the country is grappling with economic hardship that have occasioned the high cost of living, and therefore it will be unfair to Kenyans. On their part, the Jubilee faction, under the stewardship of former Ndaragwa legislator Jeremiah Kioni, has held its stand on the National Dialogue report, saying it fell short of addressing the plight of Kenyans. The Kioni faction rather insists a referendum is inevitable and no excuse can stand in the way.
That report now is going to be subjected to a further legal process. That legal process now is going to lead to a bill. That bill now is going to capture every aspect.
While acknowledging the gains made in the report, we recognize that further work remains. Pertinent matters pertaining to the economy, more so touching on the governance and state capture that entrenched deep-rooted corruption. Though we appreciate it's going to be a process, and we are open to that kind of negotiations to see how it's going to be done. But for the current position as it is, referendum is not recommended now.
Tunashirikiana na serikali katika zile jitihada zote ambazo inaendeleza ili kuhakikisha kwamba gharama ya maisha imeenda chini.
That's why we said we are not part of bombers, but we are going to be part of it, so that where we feel that it is going to be unfair for Kenyans, then we'll also give our opinion.
Watu hawakwenda milolongo ama demonstration, maandamano kwa sababu ya ofisi fulani. Watu walienda kule kwa sababu ya gharama ya maisha. Wakati ambao unafaa, yale mageuzi yote ambao tungetaka yafanywe kwa katiba lazima yapelekwe kwa Kenya.
Ingefaa zaidi kama wenzetu walikubali kusikiza ushauri wa Kenya wengine kuhusu jinsi wangeweza kuimarisha uchumi.
The Azimio coalition now says President William Ruto will have to sit down first with its leader Raila Odinga in order to reconstitute the IEBC and select new commissioners. This comes amid a fresh list of demands from the coalition, a day after agreeing with selection of the National Dialogue report. The coalition further says that the government lacks a plan to alleviate the suffering of Kenyans caused by the escalating cost of living. That they maintain was not addressed in the National Dialogue report.
Serikali ya handshake iliwacha nyungu tupu, tulipata kama kuna chochote. Walianza mwaka jana, hata kila kitu ilienda, hata mkoko ilikuwa hakuna kwenye nyungu. Sasa mwaka ni moja baada ya wakati huu, tunauliza kama walipata nyungu tupu, kitu gani imekuzuia kupika ugali mpya? Wameleta mahindi, wameleta sukari, wameleta mchele, wameleta mafuta ya kupika. Hizo zote zinapita katika bandari ya Mombasa bila kulipa forodha, lakini gharama haijarudi chini. Manake ni wao pale ndio wanalota kutoka kule, wanauza, wanaweka faida kubwa, wengine hawezi sasa kununua.
IEBC tumesema makamishna watakuwa 9. Out of that 9 majina 9 ambao Ruto atapelekewa, achague 6, ni lazima wakubaliane na baba hiyo majina 6. Ikiwa ni chairman, hatutaki Chebukati mwingine ambaye kazi yake ni kuiba kura. In fact, as a record, because you cannot steal elections 10 times. I mean 10 years, over 10 years period.
Iba, lakini imekoma kwa koo. Imekoma kwa koo. Haiteremki. Haiteremki. Anajaribu sasa wanalaumu tu wale ambao walikuwa pale.
Let us now do one thing. Kila mtu aende achukue koko na kipande. Even now this registration exercise ya kujiandikisha kama mpiga kura ni continuous. Wacha jasa jameni, 2027 ikiwa tutafika huko, hiyo ni mambo ya Mungu. Ni lazima tuwashinde hawa 2024.
Iko ichukuliwe. Hii ingine tubaki tuking'ang'ana na lakini maisha imeenda juu sana baba.
Kama Sifuna alishindwa, baba ameshindwa, Kalonzo amejaribu ameshindwa, sasa ni wananchi wenyewe walinda huyu. Kwa hivyo baba, wewe waachilie hao wananchi.
Moving on, Kenya National Union of Teachers NAT Kakamega branch is calling for the resignation of Kenya National Examination Council NAYE CEO to allow an investigation following discrepancies observed in the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE results. The NAT Kakamega branch secretary Tom IKOLO has urged both the council and the Ministry of Education to take responsibility for the discrepancies by providing guidance to those affected by the confusion during the KCPE exam results. IKOLO also called on TSC to conduct promotion of teachers fair and transparently.
Sipo ya mwalimu haina be wala te. Nataka kushukuru mahakama kwa kusema kuwa hiyo ule ushuru wa nyumba si halali. Sisi walimu tuna nyumba, tunahitaji kujenga nyumba wapi? So sisi kama chama tungependa ule ushuru usimamishwe, walimu warudishiwe senti zao, kwa vile walimu hawana haja na nyumba. Walimu wengi wanastaafu, watatoka bure. Hiyo housing levy sisi tunasema hatutaki mambo ya ushuru. Serikali ifanyie walimu wa Kenya kazi. Walimu wamejitolea muhanga kufanya kazi, lakini mambo ya kuingilia pesa wa mwalimu ambaye anayo. Juma lijalo tume ya kuajiri walimu imeita walimu wetu kwenda kufanya interviews ili wawe promoted, na la ajabu ni kuwa wameita walimu 148,000 nchi mzima, na ni nafasi ambazo zimepewana ni 36,000 only. Tunajiuliza, tume ya kuajiri walimu ina data ambayo inajua huyu mwalimu ameketi katika C1 miaka 20, huyu mwingine ameketi katika C2 miaka 15. Mbona tume ya kuajiri walimu isiweze tu kupromota walimu bila kuwa subject kwa mambo ya interviews? Na tunamulika TSC wahakikishe hiyo exercise iko huru. Usichukue yule tunaambiwa kuna wanasiasa wamepeana majina fulani ya walimu ambao nitakana wawe promoted. Matokeo ya mtihani wa darasa la 8 yalitolewa na waziri Bwana Machoko, na yamekuwa na itilafu si haba. Tunajiuliza, jambo la kwanza, kulikuwa na haraka gani ya kutoa yale matokeo bila kudurusu kama kuna hitilafu zozote zile katika yale matokeo? Na mjue mtihani, matokeo ya mtihani kwa mwanafunzi ikiwa na hitilafu hata moja, bila shaka kunakuwa na hiyo ati. Wanafunzi, wazazi wako katika tandabelua, hawajui wafanye nini. Tungependa tume ambayo inasimamia mitihani NEC itakana wamejiuzulu kama jana, kwa vile ni makosa makubwa sana kupeana matokeo ambayo yana alama sawa kwa wanafunzi. Wengine tunaambiwa hata moderation ilitendeka negatively kunyima wanafunzi ambao walikuwa wanatakana kupata alama za juu. Mtihani, education should be an equalizer kati ya yule ambaye anatoka kwa maskini na yule tajiri. Mpaka hivi sasa nashangaa sana, hakuna matokeo. Hata tume yenyewe ya mitihani bado haipeani mwelekeo. Imeambiwa wanafunzi wakae 30 days. 30 days admission itakuwa imefanyika, selection itakuwa imefanyika, hawa watoto wataenda wapi? Tungependa waziri wa elimu awajibike. Tume ya NEC, halmashauri ya NEC iwajibike, na kuwajibika tuwasema yule CEO wa NEC pave the way, a step aside, kuwe na independent commission.
Kakamega Karate Club has created a youth karate club to train and develop the talents of young children who are interested in developing their talents in karate game. The club is aiming at children aged 5 years and above who will make use of the school holiday for about 30 minutes to 1 hour from Monday to Friday to get experience to be given training for the game.
Kama ofisi tulikaa chini tukaona to introduce watoto kwa club zote zenye ziko Kakamega, so that in future tukue na kazi rahisi, tupate talent, tukue na kazi rahisi ya kupata players kuanzia chini. Na pia vile mwalimu amesema, pia tuliona kulingana na masomo ya CBC, nafikiria wanaangazia mambo ya sport pia ndani sana, so that tukaona tu engage watoto Kakamega County, sio Kakamega kata club peke yake, club zote yenye ziko Kakamega County, kila club ikuwe na watoto na watu wakubwa, so that in future tukuwe na players. At least from now tumepata a very good response kutoka kwa mashule, so that ni sisi tu ofisi kupanga coaches. Early next year watoto wakifungua waanze kutembea kwa mashule wakiintroduce game ya karate kuanzia watoto. Tournament kama Kakamega County Karate Association, Kakamega County Karate Association hatujakuwa na tournament ya watoto. Tumekuwa tukifanya tournament ya watu wakubwa kwa sababu hatujakuwa na watoto. So vile tumeintroduce, tutapeana muda ya 1 year, tutakuwa tunaanza kuhold tournaments za watoto.
Karate tunasema ni kwamba ni sport ambayo mtu akianza ina msharpen kwa maisha yake all round. Kwa mfano hapa kwa karate tunasema tuna train in 3 aspect. First aspect inaitwa kihon. Hizo ni mambo ya techniques kwa execute hizo technique. Hiyo number 1. Number 2, kuna kata zile ambazo configuration movement, fighting with the shadow opponent. Alafu number 3, kuna kumite, now engaging with a physical opponent. Na sisi hapa tuna train what we call sport karate.
And as the world continues to celebrate the 16th day of gender-based violence activism, new forms of gender-based violence are emerging, such as digital exploitation. Even as many youths are said to remain silent due to stigma, however, stakeholders have been tasked with involving the youth people in making decisions about them so that appropriate solutions can be found. However, they say there is need for the government to intervene and put in place measures to protect young people against gender-based violence.
Knowing that somebody asking you too many questions about where you are, what you're doing, who are you speaking to, somebody looking at your phone without your permission. Those kind of things do make our young men and women uncomfortable, and that is a form of violence.
My friends used to tell me, hey, huyu mse wako anaku abuse, but I was like, nyie amjui, huyu mse ananipenda. After years in that relationship, because it started when I was 19 up to 24, it's when I decided, you know what, I don't think I'm going to handle this anymore. There's this one time when this person beat me up. I was bleeding, like I saw blood, and I was like, do I really want to die because of love? Nakwambia wewe venye umeona nani atakupenda, unafaa appreciate mimi nakupenda. These are the form of violence that women and girls go through every day, and they don't even know it's violence. So take up action. Na ukifeel kama umevioletiwa sana, ni poa au report. Na pia it's also important pia ku get
48% of young women totally have no access to these products, and the biggest contributor to this was money. Maybe the government should consider how they can make these products accessible to these young people.
Naona ni kama ni mambo tu ya kawaida, nimepigwa ama ameangalia simu yangu, hivi ni vitu vya kawaida, but ukiangalia kwa undani actually ni unyanyasaji.
Some of the reasons why people don't report, they don't know what will happen. Will they get more violence? Will this person who is supposed to be their emotional partner, what consequences?
Education stakeholders in Migori County have expressed their anger at the Ministry of Education for what they describe as a lack of goodwill to strengthen secondary education in the country. KUPPET Chairman Migori Branch Orwa Jasolo said they are not pleased with how the government want to continue employing them as interns instead of confirming them as agreed.
Wasted the junior secondary school teachers, students, for a long time. And we are asking this government that it is time that now that the term is coming to an end, it is only wise that we confirm those who have gone through the training. It is only wise that we confirm those who have been orientated so that they can take us to the next level as we receive the grade 8 into our institution. If we do not do this, we will be working outside the law, and our CBC system that the government of this country really loves will come to an halt.
Government must always know they don't have to always push us hard until we call for industrial actions. We are saying there is what we call best labor practice. That when you put someone on contract, it can only go not more than 1 year. At the moment that contract is ended, you must only confirm. So they don't have to wait for us every time that we must always say we call our members to come out on strike. Let them do what we have said, and they must ensure that our members are confirmed at the end of this particular thing.
The Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union KMPDU in Kajiado County is threatening to go on strike after 7 days if the county government fail to honor the collective bargaining agreement. Led by KMPDU Chairman Dafji Atela, the doctors now say despite having an agreement with the county government, it has so far not adhered to their request, which includes promoting doctors and providing conducive environment for work.
While they ask for these leaves, they're being told that they cite the issue of shortage. Therefore, we are demanding that these doctors, that more doctors must be employed to actually cover the county. We have doctors who have worked for 5 years, some 10 years, and when they apply for study leave, they are being denied this. And this also is being given on the basis of tribalism, on the basis of clanism, whereby they'll choose who to give. And therefore, we are demanding that they need to use merit on this.
Doctors have been intimidated, especially by the CC Health. We want to tell him that there are proper guidelines and we are protected by the law, and no doctor should be intimidated by whichever authority. Doctors have been transferred without any reason. We have our topmost consultants who work in county referral hospital, and whenever they raise any complaint, they are given letters of transfer without no reason.
By 7th December, Kajiado County, if they wouldn't have come down to sit and discuss and agree on the demands that we had given them, then we can be sure that our Kajiado County doctors will go on strike.
4 men whose bodies were found at the recruit training school land owned by the Kenya Defence Forces KDF died from internal bleeding as a result of a trauma inflicted by a blunt object. This is according to autopsy report released today by Government Chief Pathologist Dr. Johansen Odwor, who conducted a post-mortem on the 4 bodies at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. Johansen clarified that the bodies had no gunshot wounds and the injuries was on their lower abdomen and back.
These 4 gentlemen died as a result of internal bleeding, and this bleeding was caused by blunt trauma, which mainly were on the lower part of the body, behind the buttocks and the legs, and also on the lower back. So looked like they were beaten repeatedly, and they bled until they died, but the bleeding was internal. So we fill the postmortem forms, we handle them to the police, brief the relatives. So the investigation continue from there. No, there was no gunshot wound at all. All the injuries were caused by blunt force.
Tumejua kwamba walipigwa hadi wakafa, and we are asking the police now wafanye kazi yao. DCI from Nairobi homicide wafanye kazi yao. We want to see the culprits brought to book within the shortest time possible.
Well, that brings us to the end of our news bulletin this afternoon. Many thanks for keeping it HLC TV. My name is Joan Kosgei and our sign language interpreter is Martha Nasimi.